When you abstain, your appetite for it is controlled. You can never finish having sex. You can never have enough of it.
Let me introduce you.
Hey, how is it going? Hope you are doing well. Hope you are doing great. Today we're going to be having a very important conversation as regards to marriage, how sex affects marriages. Can a marriage survive without sex? Thinking of that question, I couldn't come up with either yes or no. I don't feel like it's a yes or no question. It depends. Firstly, the foundation of a marriage is not sex. We live in a world now where there seems to be so much sexual conversations here and there, and everything has been sexualized by the media. You know, that's what is selling even on social media and all of that. The institution of marriage itself is beyond sex. When you look at what marriage stands for, it's a union of two people coming together, you know, to say, you know what, I want to spend my life with you. I want to do this thing called life with you. I don't want to do it alone. I don't want to do it by myself. And I think that because of what I've learned about you and your visions, your dreams, your passions, I believe that we can work together to both, you know, achieve our dreams and to build something together. You can't build a house without a solid foundation. You know, if the foundation be destroyed, what can the righteous do? That's what the Bible says, yeah? So if there's no solid foundation and you're trying to build a 20-story building, a 13-story building, even a 2-story building, it's not going to work. Whether it collapses today or in 20 years, it's still going to collapse. Meaning that, yes, a marriage can exist happily, peacefully, successfully without sex. However, sex is a crucial element when it comes to marriage. We are humans and we have blood flowing through our veins, right? So you're going to have needs and you're going to have desires. Now, what your level of needs and desires are would definitely vary per individual. It's not everyone that has the same level of need or the same level of desires and all of that. So when you are in a marriage and yeah, you have all these desires and needs that need to be met, you expect your partner to come through for you. I mean, that's one of the benefits of being married, right? You can do it as many times, you know, as you want, as much as you want. You know, you're not committing adultery, you're not committing fornication. It's within the confines of marriage. But I do want to say that there are circumstances that, you know, might take sex out of a marriage, and what are you going to do? So the question becomes, how can a marriage exist without sex? If you ask yourself why you got married in the first place, ask yourself, why did I marry this person? Let me also mention that this is one of the benefits of abstaining before getting married, because when you abstain, your appetite for it is controlled, and your appetite for it is managed. You know, you have I know a lot of people say, oh, how can you buy a car without test driving it and all of that? It is not the same thing, okay? It is absolutely not the same thing. When you have an appetite that is manageable, that is controllable, you are able to walk within the confines of your marriage and make things work. You know, find whatever satisfactions you seek within the confines of your marriage and not go looking for it elsewhere. That doesn't mean you're not going to grow together. You're going to grow together. You're going to keep talking to each other. You're going to keep exploring together, right? But, you know, whatever you're doing it within the confines of that marriage because your appetite for it is controlled, is manageable, versus a situation where you have explored, you've just, you know, you know what you want, you know, you're good at it, you know what you want, you know how it should be done, bam, you've had highs and lows, whatever the case may be. So you have all this vast, you know, variety of experience that you're bringing into your marriage, and then you now get into it and maybe your partner isn't meeting up to the standard that you're used to, that you've experienced, that you know is possible, then how do you manage that situation, right? How do you handle it? What do you do such that you don't end up breaking up your marriage just because, oh, sex? That's going to make me go back again to the foundation of that marriage in the first place. So again, that is the question. What was the foundation of the marriage? You know, upon what did you guys build your marriage? Upon your dreams, upon your aspirations, upon God, upon sex? What was it that you built that marriage on? So if you are in that situation that I just described, where maybe you have an appetite that is not being met by your partner, and then you're starting to wonder, oh, can this marriage exist without my satisfaction? My response to you is, have you had a conversation with your spouse? Have you spoken with your spouse? Another important question is, upon what are you placing your standard of satisfaction or your expectations? You know, upon what? Is it based on personal experience? Is it based on what you've read on social media, what you've seen, or what you've seen in movies, or what you've heard your friends say that you should be experiencing? Upon what? You know, movies lie a lot. They're staged, you know, they're rehearsed, they're not natural, they're not real life. Books lie, they're exaggerated for satisfaction purposes. Social media is exaggerated, you know, there are so many editing apps out there. So I'm saying all of that so that you know that you shouldn't take what you've seen on social media into your home and swallow it hook, line, and sinker. You shouldn't do that, because when you do that, you start to place unnecessary pressure on your marriage. You start to place unnecessary stress on your marriage. Oh, this is what they say, so this is what you should do. This is how they say it should feel, so this is how it must feel. And so because it is not feeling this way, then my spouse is doing it wrongly, and then I'm done with this marriage. Let me come full circle by going back to the title of this video, which is, can a marriage survive without sex? Can a marriage exist without sex? Can you have a successful marriage without sex? And my answer is most probably, you know, because sex is not the only factor holding that marriage together. When you think about it, there is love, and then there's sex. Sex is as a result of love, right? Love making. So there is love, and love is not based on sex. You know, love is not lost. There are other things that align, that tie you guys together, that bring you both together, that are beyond sex, that are greater than sex, you know, because with sex, you can never finish having sex. You can never have enough of it. Forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. As long as you're alive, until Jesus comes, as long as you're human and you're grown, matured adult, you will always have the need. It will always come. No matter, even if you do marathon for 100 days and you stop, on the 102nd day, you'll feel like it again. Do you understand? So you can never be fully satisfied with it. There's always a need to have more, you know, compared to when you look at long-lasting things, purpose, dreams, passions, kids, finances. You know, you look at all those things, you know, kingdom, you look at all those things that are greater than sex, and you say, you know what, all those things are more powerful than me not feeling satisfied. So keeping all these things in mind, what can I do to ensure my sexual satisfaction? Either you just accept it, which I'm not saying you should do, but it's an option. Like for some people, it's not a deal breaker, you know. It's not everybody that is crazy about sex like that. It's not everyone that loves sex like that. There are people who are perfectly fine. They're perfectly normal. It's not a sickness, it's not a disease or anything, but they're just not into it like that. Yes, there are people like that, and that is okay. Remember what I said at the beginning, not everyone's level of sexual appetite is the same. You know, it differs per person, per human. You know, so you need to understand the appetite of the person that you're married to, and then what are you not being satisfied with? Ask yourself, is this something that you can live without? Or is this something that you really, really want? If it's something that you really, really want and you would rather not live without, talk to your spouse about it. A lot of problems can be, I know communication can be hard. See, I know, okay? I know how hard it can be trying to communicate. And that's what I'm saying. You know, sometimes you're just like, you know, whatever, I'm fine without it, right? But if you feel like you are not fine without it, then that warrants a communication with your partner, because your partner cannot fix what they don't know. And it's not about nagging them about it or insulting them about it or belittling them about it. It's about having a conversation. You know what? Let's have a conversation about the other room and the things we do in the other room. I would like it if you did this more. I would like it if you don't do this. Should we try this? You know, at the end of the day as well, you have to understand that you're not married to yourself. You know, you have a partner, and so you should be willing to make some sort of compromise, no matter how little, as far as that topic might be concerned. Maybe there's something you greatly desire, but your spouse is not used to it or they don't like it. Their job is to make a little bit of compromise. Maybe try it once in a while, right? So it's not an everyday thing for them. At the same time, yours is to compromise by saying, okay, it's okay to do it once in a while. We can do it on special days, anniversaries, birthdays, something. And that's okay. Keeping in mind that, that way you're still getting that thing that you really like. At the same time, your spouse isn't completely sacrificing themselves and what they believe in. You know, I feel like communicating with your partner and trying to help them understand what your needs and desires are, you know, respectfully, again, communicating, not fighting, not arguing, you know, I feel like that will go a long way in trying to resolve whatever the issues might be. Or, like I said, if it's something that you can do without, then you might as well not just talk about it and just decide that, you know what, I'm just going to do without it. But then that's dangerous, because if you keep saying to yourself, I can do without it, then you now go outside and someone starts behaving like they can give you that thing that you desire, then it's going to be a problem, because you're going to start looking outside. You're going to start paying attention to that person out. There was a pastor I was listening to one time, and the pastor was talking about how there was, was it Pastor Kingsley? I think it was Pastor Kingsley. And he was talking about how this particular lady, I don't know, I'm sorry, it might not be Pastor Kingsley, but anyway, the pastor was saying that there was this particular lady that would always get dressed, you know, looking nice and everything, and she would always leave the house without her husband saying anything, right? But then she would get to work, and there was this guy that was just always flattering her. Oh my gosh, you look beautiful. That shirt, when did you get it? It's new. I know. That's so that every day she went to work, this guy would pay her extra attention, compliment her, notice the little details that her husband did not pay attention to. And before she knew it, she started dressing up for that guy. You know, she started dressing up, keeping in mind, what is that guy going to say? Or how is that guy going to react? Or, you know, he might like it if I wear this, he might like that. Emotional cheating, it has started. And from there, you know, it progresses into something more, right? So how do we avoid that? How do we not put ourselves in that situation? How do we avoid getting to that stage, right? It's from the moment it starts to happen, I let my husband know that, babe, no, how can I get dressed? Like, you even say something. I shouldn't have to tell you every day. And if your spouse hopefully cares about you, they take that into consideration and they keep that in mind moving forward, and they try to do better. But yeah, after talking to you about it, because just as I'm talking to you, you know, I'm talking to myself as well. Sometimes when I talk about these things, it's not because I know it all, you know, I'm just going on 5 years in marriage. But I also feel like I'm talking to myself as well. And after talking through it, I feel like I would say yes, a marriage can be successful and can exist happily without sex, because sex is not the foundation upon which a marriage is built. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section, okay? Please subscribe to the channel if you're not. Thank you so much for watching. I love you so much. I can't wait to see you again very, very soon. Remember to thumbs up the video as well. Thank you. I'll see you again very, very soon. I pray God blesses you, your homes, your marriages, your relationships. Most importantly, I pray God blesses you. Remain in God and God bless you. Bye.